to another YouTube video. For any of you guys that are new here, my name is Levi. And I completely forgot a hat. Totally just went out of the house without a hat. Not good for me and my hair, but is what it is. So we're headed to the gym right now. We got legs today on the menu, and we're finally pushing up a little bit in numbers with legs, which has been nice. It's weird to think that I really haven't done some serious squatting for like some months, and so getting back into it's been nice, you know, and seeing that my strength wasn't really lost is always a really dope sign. I think that just goes to show, like, a lot of people are always afraid that they're gonna like lose muscle, they're gonna like lose a bunch of strength if, you know, they're out of the gym because of an injury, because they're sick. And you will lose, like, don't get me wrong, I lost like a little bit of strength, but it wasn't anything that I would say got me discouraged and it got me like super upset, you know. In just a matter of, you know, 2.5, 3 weeks, I was kind of right back to where about I need to be to some degree. So there's that for you out there if you guys are ever getting discouraged because you got sick or something. Should be good. I don't know if Rory's gonna work out with us today. He's just kind of been doing his own thing. I know he just kind of like all of a sudden disappeared, but like also didn't disappear. He has been, how do I say this? He's been like training in a different style. He does like motocross and stuff, so he's just been more so focused on that than anything else, and some other stuff. I don't know. Rory's always up to something different. Like the page always turns with him, so you never know exactly what you're gonna get, but we'll see. Got my belt today, which means, first off, I'm pissed. Second off, I will not go above 275 on squat, for that matter, because if I do beltless 315, I like, there's no like actual this is gonna happen, but I remember the last time I went beltless 315, I hurt my back, so I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So that's kind of like my limit. 275 to 300 is kind of where I'm like, nah, like that's it. So we'll do that for 12 to 15. Normally I would do 315 if I had my belt, if I didn't forget it. I'm gonna start off with leg extensions. If you guys missed the last video where I did legs, I like to pre-fatigue my legs to get more blood flow. It actually makes the squats more effective if you do these first. Unless you're trying to build strength. If you're trying to build strength, maybe don't do these first, just because there will be so much blood in your legs that it actually might make lifting heavier weight harder. So that's what we're doing, trying to build these bad boys up. So yesterday we were at wrestling practice and we did our second weight training practice ever. And one of the things that was funny about it was all the kids asked me like, oh, what's your max? What's your this? What's your that? Like, it was funny. It was a good time all around. But one of the things that I was trying to tell them is, you know, if you want to get to higher numbers, you have to be able to hit lower numbers with proper form and proper depth. And I'm talking about that because one of the things that came up, especially was squat. Like a lot of the kids play football too, and like,
I just like cannot increase my squat.
And I asked them like, oh, well, what do you normally do? One of the things they did was they would just load up a huge amount of weight without warming up or without hitting lighter weight properly first. They would just instantly go, oh, no, I can do this. I'm pretty sure ego is tied to that to some degree. But in order to get stronger, this is like my main driving point I'm trying to make, is you have to be able to hit a certain weight with good form and good depth and a certain amount of times
before you can actually start increasing the weight. And you'll know that when, like, here's an example. Let's say I'm squatting 225. When I hit that comfortably 8 times with good form, good depth, and I'm not like dying on the last rep, it's time to go up in weight or even increase the set range. That's my advice for that. I was squatting right now, I was just thinking about it, and I think it's a good thing to tell other people on here, because there's so many times where I've walked into other gyms other than this one, and I see some people around and people are trying to move weight they just can't move yet. You know, I don't know if it's an ego thing or they just don't understand the concept of slowly increasing your weight. You know, I started off with 95 pounds on the bar when I was first lifting, and that was hard. But now, you know, I've gone all the way up to 345 for 1 rep max on the bench, and it's like, that took time, and I didn't come out of the gate lifting that. So, important factor right there for a lot of people who are getting into the gym. So we're about to hit calves, and I was thinking about this funny story that I have that pertains to growing calves. And my dad grew his calves because he was dating this girl in high school who told him that he would never have big calves. And when she fueled him with that doubt, he just took it as a source of motivation and grew his calves. And now my dad, I would say, has some pretty big calves. And I think the reason I'm telling this is because doubt can sometimes be our biggest motivator in helping us accomplish what we want to accomplish, but also have yet to accomplish. You're doing calves. You want to make sure that when you're going up on the calf machine, you're not bouncing up, not really controlling the momentum. You want to go down and up. There should be like no momentum so that you're like that, because if you're doing that, you're not even going to get a workout of your calves. They might burn a little bit, but you need to go up, down, up, down. Simple, but it becomes a force of habit sometimes, and I'm guilty of it. Just make sure you're not doing that if you actually want to grow them. Maybe I should take that advice more. In a while, y'all. I've been down for the count. I don't know how many of you guys see the YouTube community post. I'll make posts on there every once in a while. But on there, I made a mention of how I was sick. Again, this is the, like, I don't even know if it's just like I was sick this entire time and it just flared up at times, or if I've been sick 3 different times in 2 weeks. I'm just going to say that I was sick 3 different times in 2 weeks, because that's kind of what it feel like it happened. It was like I was sick, 2 days I wasn't sick, then I was sick again, then like 3 days went by, 4 days, and then I was sick again. So I still have a little bit in like my nose and stuff. It's kind of bothering me. You can kind of hear it. But I'm at the point now where I'm like, all right, I got to get back to what I'm doing. I don't like to be out for training for too long. I know like I need to recover so I can come back more ready. And I think now I'm at the point where like, yeah, I'm still a little sick. There's a little something lingering. Can you shut up? At the same time, I think I'm ready enough to come back without it irritating the sickness too much. So we're back, ready to train. I'm gonna do 5 miles today. I'm gonna do a route I haven't done in a long time. It's Chambers Bay, very familiar route that tons of people know about. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. And it's a hard route too. It's not an easy route. It's very hilly. So we'll see how I fare. I don't like it too much because of that, because going downhill and uphill is very difficult. Going downhill is just a lot of impact. So we're gonna do that. I need to go warm up and stretch first, and then we'll get going. Okay, so for today's run, we're just doing a very basic like tempo run, but at the same time I'm not going for a certain minute per mile. I'm just kind of going what my body currently feels like. The reason for that is whenever it's been a while since I've gone for a run due to a sickness or an injury, I just don't want to go too slow, but I also don't want to go too fast, so I just go at a pace my body feels comfortable at doing. Is there any logical reasoning behind it? No. I just do it. So that's what we're gonna be doing today, and hoping to finish around probably 45, 47 minutes. So last week when I was on my run, I was thinking about this and it just popped in my head again. I thought I'd share it with you guys. When you're going through suffering in life, instead of thinking about just yourself, think about how your suffering could be a roadmap for someone else after you conquer whatever thing you're going through. Because undoubtedly, there's gonna be someone going through that same thing that you are, or even worse, and they're gonna need that storyline to help them in their journey. So that's something that has helped me be more optimistic about going through things like that and of that nature. Another reason I'm saying that is because I think when we're going through hard things in life, we get super self-centered. We get super self-focused, or at least that's what I do. And if you can get yourself out of it and not only get better for yourself, obviously, I want you to get better through whatever you're going through, but if you can think about someone else, I feel like it heightens the motivation to get better and see whatever you're going through. That makes sense. All right, we're less than a mile to go. And that's why it's important to recalibrate your Garmin. This run is further than 4.87 miles. How do I know this? Sorry, this is a little bit of a rant right now because it just kind of pisses me off. I have done that route on the Nike training app every time, 5 miles consistently. Then I just go for the run without the Nike training app. So I'm going, you know, this is 5 miles, and I go with it with my Garmin once, and I finally get it. And 5.01 miles is the first thing I get. So I'm like, sick, this thing's accurate too. Then a couple more times later, I'm getting 4.96, 4.82. One time I got 4.68, and I was like, granted my GPS wasn't started before. So today, 4.87, completely off. And it's read short before when I've gone on a route, like there's more routes on that route that add distance to it. And I've added those at times, and they're not like a lot of distance. It would be like 0.7, if anything. And I've done those, and it's still under 5. So that's why you need to like recalibrate your Garmin at times. Go through on the app and make sure it's all good to go, because if it's not, you'll get slight inaccurate readings. Yeah, it's annoying. That's my rant for the day right there. Transparent Labs just released this new flavor of Hydrate, and it's arguably, like, it could be the best. The other day on my story on Instagram, I said it was tied for second with the raspberry lemonade, but upon further inspection and further taste, I think that this one is tied at first. I really like the peach mango flavor, but now this new flavor, it's called Arctic Freeze, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw it in the little, wait, no, that's blue raspberry. Oh, did I accidentally mixed the blue raspberry just now. Dang it. Well, either way, there's this new flavor called Arctic Freeze. Been hiding back here. So yeah, Arctic Freeze is arguably one of the best flavors that they have, if not the best. I think it's tied at first now. It's just got like this, no, it's just like freeze, like it's Arctic Freeze, but it has like this breezy, nice, good, light taste to it. Like this blue raspberry one I'm about to have, it has a little too much of a bite, and when I'm going for a run and I feel like carrying electrolytes on me, I like to have something that's lighter but also tastes really good, and that Arctic freezes it. Like, it is so freaking good. It is amazing. Again, it's like up there with first, but we're down in some electrolytes right now after the run. If you guys are interested at all in picking up some, code Levi will save you 10% off. So that was a good run. We finished at an average pace of 8:49 per mile. Again, that was with really no like trying to hit a certain time. That was just my natural cadence that I was carrying throughout that run. So that's good. I feel good. Those endorphins always feel amazing. And yeah, feeling really good. This also gets me on the topic kind of what I have planned right now with running, lifting, and all of that, because I've officially begun something. Well, I haven't begun. We'll talk about it in just a sec. I need a shower. Okay, so what's going on? Well, it's been on my mind for a couple months. I've been talking about it on the channel every so often and bringing it up, but I've finally decided to compete in the Jack and Jill downhill marathon race at the end of July or the beginning of August. It's been a couple months since I've looked at when the date exactly is. I just know it's sometime around there, but I finally decided to do it. And I was holding back on doing this. I had also mentioned all the way last year in May of 2023 that I wasn't going to do anything in 2024. And I even said that after my bodybuilding show. But something was just like, I had this itch to want to do this marathon. And that's not really what drove me over the edge to doing it. It was more so just my reasoning as to why I wasn't doing it that actually caused me to do it. So the first reason that I wasn't going to do this was because of all of the life events I have coming up relatively soon. And if you guys watch that video, you guys know there's some big life transitions going on. And I told myself, like, you know, I'll compete in the marathon basically when the time is right, when I don't have all this stuff going on. And the more that I thought about that, I was like, dang, that's not, first off, that's not really who I am. And second off, you can't wait for the conditions to be perfect, you know. And I put it in this perspective. Let's just say that I didn't have all those life changes going on and transitions going on at the time, right? Well, I could sign up for this marathon and then have a life event occur that would cause drastic change that is outside of my control, but I'm already committed, so I still have to do it. And so I realized that I was trying to wait for this perfect time, but that perfect time might not come. Like, I could have this life transition and then something even more chaotic pops up. And I just realized that you can't plan for these things. You can't control when these things are going to happen. So get that limiting factor out of here. And I was conscientious of like, oh, is this like, is it too much to do? I realized like, it's really not. You know, I'm always going to find a way to train during the day. That's the thing I love. When you love something, you will find time for it during the day. And some people might look at that as stressful, but when you love something, you don't feel the stress of it. That was, again, a huge inclination for me to sign up for this. And the second reasoning was because of a decision that I had made on my own. So back in September, I made a decision to go all in on this business with Devin. And it was either that or start looking for other career options and applying to other jobs out there in the workforce. But I saw potential in this job that Devin and I could do together, and I started thinking to myself like, well, this will give me flexibility to continue doing this, you know, compete and whatnot, even though, you know, working another job would have definitely been able to give me the opportunity to, because I would have found time during my day. But I just knew that what we were doing together would have been a lot more flexible for me. And so I decided to go with that. And one of the things with that is the fact that it's very entrepreneurial. And one thing about entrepreneurship is that sometimes getting paid is very difficult, or in other words, you don't always know when you're getting paid because you are kind of in charge of your influx to some degree. I mean, you don't have full control over it, and I think that's part of the reason why I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be stressed about finances. But the more that I started thinking about it, I started to realize that I made this decision. Again, it kind of fell into line with the conditions being perfect. Like, I was just going to wait until Devin and I had money flowing in. Like, we could lose the money like that at any time. And so I was like, well, I kind of feel like I'm just trying to control every variable before I sign up, which is impossible. I can't. And just the more I started to think about it, the more I started to realize that I was just wanting control over everything before I signed up for this. And I realized that that's not the reality of things. And so I'm committed. I'm doing it now. And so that's what we're doing, and that's what I was talking about just a little bit ago, when, you know, in regards to the run that I had earlier and stuff. So we're doing it. There'll be a lot more information on it in another video. I'll probably do like a whole trailer to doing this marathon. I will be running for a cause this time. You know, I've had something on my mind that I will be sharing with you, and I'll announce the cause and what I'm running for later on. So just looking forward to that. And yeah, that's it, guys. That is it, and that's also gonna do it for this video. I need to get to bed. It is kind of getting late now. So that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys liked today's video. If you guys did, be sure to give it a like. If any of you guys are new here, do not forget to press that subscribe button, because you guys know I will be back. And as always, die trying to do what you love. The sky's the limit. I'll see you all in the next one.